Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to solve day 11 problem of this month on LeetCode. Before starting, if you guys haven't subscribed my YouTube channel yet, then please go ahead and subscribe it. Now without any delay, let's get started with today's problem. Problem number 3445, maximum difference between even and odd frequency 2. Alright, so let's read the problem statement first. You are given a string s and an integer k. Your task is to find the maximum difference between the frequency of two characters, frequency of A minus frequency of B, in a substring subs of S such that subs has a size of at least k, character A has an odd frequency in subs, character B has an even frequency in subs, and we have to return the maximum difference. Alright. Note that the subs can contain more than two distinct characters. Alright. Okay, now see this example number 1. So here input string is like this 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3. Okay, so if I just give the indexing here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So here k is equal to 4, right? So this window is valid, right? This window's length is, if you see, it's 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Okay, so this is one valid scenario, right? And this window length is also 4. All right. Okay, so only these two windows are available, right, in this problem, in this particular example number 1. Now if you see this particular window, this one, all right, so here if you see one frequency is 1, two frequencies 2, and three frequencies just 1. All right, so here first we need to take character A, right, which has odd frequency, right? So odd frequency, so max odd frequency, if you see here in this case, it's just 1. Okay, so let's place 1 here and minus, and in this particular window we need to take frequency B, which is nothing but even, right? So even is only 2, right? This even frequency, right? 2, right? So take that, so 1 minus 2, that is nothing but minus 1. Okay, now if you see okay, this is valid window and this is also one valid window, right? Okay, at least 4. Okay, this is also valid, is complete. All right, so if you take this window only, so here are 2, 2 and 3, 2. Okay, so there is no odd frequency, right? Character A has an odd frequency. Okay, so this is even, this is even, so this is not a valid scenario. Okay, so in frequency of A, here we need to take only odd frequency. Okay, so we also need to make sure that the frequency of A, okay, whatever we are going to take here, it should be odd. Okay, so that simply means I can say that it should always be greater than equal to 1, right? I can say that, right? It should not be equal to 0. Same way here I have to take even. Okay, and by even I mean to say that this value, it should be always be greater than equal to 2. Okay, so that is only valid, right? Here see 4 is not there, so you are not going to say that 4 is also even time. So let's take 4 here instead of 2. Let's take 4. Okay, so let's take 0. Okay, is for this value, right? Here you are taking 2, but here you are going to say let's take 0. Okay, so we don't need to consider this 4, right, if it is not there. So here I can say that this should be even and this value should be greater than equal to 2 for a valid scenario. This should be odd and this value should be greater than equal to 1. All right, so here, or okay, so here see value itself is not odd. Okay, so this is not a valid window also. All right, so this one is valid. Okay, this one is not valid. Now let's see the last one. Okay, so here if you see in this case, 1 is occurring 1 time, 2 is occurring 2 times, and 3 is occurring 2 times. All right, so here see we have odd frequency, right? So max odd frequency is just 1, right? And here even frequency we need to take next time. So this is 2, this is 2, you can take anything. Okay, since we are dealing with frequency, we are not dealing with these numbers. Okay, so 1 minus 2, we are going to get minus 1 only, right? So that's it. This is our output for the substring. This, the frequency of 1 is 1 and the frequency of 3 is 2. The difference is 1 minus 2 minus 1. Okay, so minus 1 is your output. Okay, and here also one more thing now, you need the max difference. Okay, maximum difference. So for maximum difference, this value should be minimum, right? And this value should be maximum. That is why I was always saying that here take the max and here take the min. Okay, so here let's suppose you have numbers like this. 2 is occurring 4 times, 3 is occurring 6 times. Okay, 1 is occurring 9 times, and 3 is occurring 7 times. Okay, so here you need here odd is in this place, and here you need even. Okay, and you need the max difference, so max odd peak always. Okay, 9, and here take minimum only. So 9 minus 4, this is going to be your best output, right? 9 minus 4, 5. Okay, no other value scenario. 7 minus 4 is also less than 5. 7 minus 6 is also less than 5, right? So this is your best output. That's why max and here min. Okay, so I hope that you guys are clear with this example. And these are the constants. S dot length from 3 to 3 to 10 to 4. This is very important constant actually. So here if you see, S consists only of digits 0 and 4. All right, so that simply means that we are only dealing with zeros to 4. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so here if you see let's suppose here I am taking A from this side, and let's say from here I'm taking B. Okay, B is let's say 0 1 2 3 4 only, right? So here I'm making sure that A should be odd. Okay, this is also we need to make sure, and here B should be even. Okay, so let's say zero's frequency is occurring odd number of times. Okay, so definitely I'm not going to pick 0 from this side also, right? We have to do A minus B, right? So definitely I'm not going to pick 0 from this side. Okay, right? If zero frequency is here odd times, so definitely it should be odd time. Okay, it should not be even time, right? Okay, so we are not going to choose 0 only right here. So from for this 0 we can check this scenario. Okay, maybe here I'm checking the zero's frequency, and here in this side I will check the 1 frequency. Then maybe 1 is occurring even time, right? Same way 0 2, okay, 0 3 0 4. Okay, so 0 frequency, and here 2 frequency I'm going to check, here 0 frequency, here 3 frequency I'm going to check, here 0 frequency. Okay, and here 4 frequency I'm going to check, right? Same way you have to check for 1. Okay, so if 1 is odd, okay, then only you are going to take, right? So let's suppose 1 is odd, so for 1 you are going to check 1 and 0 frequency, 1 frequency 0 frequency. Then you are not going to check 1 frequency and 1 frequency 2 times, right? So if it is odd, definitely it's not even, right? So you have to check 1 this case. Okay, all right, same way for 2 you have to check this with this with this and with this. Okay, same way for 3 also you need to check with this and this. Same way for 4 you have to check with this. Okay, so for 0 4 cases, for 1 it's also going to be 4, right? And for 2 it is also going to be 4, for 3 it is also going to be 4, and for 4 it is also going to be 4. So in total 4 8 12 16 20, right? 20 cases, right? So for this 4, for this 4, for this 4, for this 4, for this 4. Okay, right? So in total 20 cases. Okay, 20 only scenarios that you need to check. All right, okay, so from here this thing is clear that only 20 scenarios we need to check. So I will pick first I will suppose that in the for A I will check that, let's say for A I'm checking the zero's frequency, and for B I'm going to check 1 frequency. Okay, I will check this scenario first, then I will check 0 frequency here, then I will check for 2 frequency. Okay, so I will check all these scenarios, and if my A and B both are 0, then I'm not going to take that case. So here I'm simply going to continue. Okay, so now this is clear, right? Okay, so these are nothing but different number of pairs that we can form, right? A and B, only 2 pairs we need now, right? So here if I'm taking 0, so here we have these possibilities. So these are nothing but different number of pairs. Okay, so we are going to try every pair of characters A B from 0 to 4. Okay, so this, I hope that this line is clear, right? So now after that, here one more thing. Let's suppose this is one line. Okay, this is one line, and here you are taking A. Okay, and let's suppose A is occurring even number of times. Okay, A is occurring even number of times. Okay, and here you know one thing, that we need A as odd always, right? Okay, so here we are also dealing with window now, that it is saying that k value is 4. Okay, for this particular problem. All right, so here you are given a string s and integer k. Your task is to find the maximum difference between the frequency of two characters in a substring subs of s such that subs has a size of at least k. Okay, so this window is also given, right? So here we know that we need A as odd, right? But here let's say from here we are starting. Okay, 0. Okay, this is 0, let's say this is 1. Okay, this is 2 index, this is 3 index. All right, and this is 4 index, let's say 5 index. Okay, and you can say that's the 6 index. Okay, so here let's suppose until here A frequency is 8. Okay, so let me write here n. Okay, otherwise you are going to say that A can only occur 6 times x, but let's take this case. Okay, n until n. All right, so let's suppose until here A is occurring just 8 times, right? But we need A as odd. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let's suppose A is here. Okay, A is here, A is here, A is here, let's suppose, right, at this particular indexes, right, and so on. Okay, somewhere we have A, somewhere we have some other other character, let's suppose. Okay, so now here we need to make it odd. Okay, so if I just remove this one from here, okay, right, just this part, if I remove it from here, so in this E1 value I'm removing just one, okay, odd value. Okay, so I will get the odd result. I'm good with this. Okay, I need odd only, right? I need odd only. So here if this side I have even, so from even if I subtract odd I will get odd. Okay, clear, right? Now here let's suppose if A is odd. Okay, initially A is odd only 7, right? So if A is odd only, then from this odd we need to maintain odd always, right? We need to maintain odd always, right? So this is odd now. So from this if you remove 1, okay, if you remove 1 you are going to get even. So definitely we are not going to remove 1. Okay, that is odd. can I remove let's suppose any even number here? 7 minus 2 5. Yes, I can remove any even. Okay, 7 minus 4, then also I will get always odd only. So from odd I'm here I'm removing e. Okay, even. All right, so even number of a's from this side. Okay, I can say that, right? So if it is already odd, then I can remove even number of a's from the left side. Okay, right, clear? Okay, so let's suppose this is your window. Okay, this is your window. Okay, this is right side. So until here you have a 8 times. Okay, and you need the answer for this particular window, so you can remove until here. Okay, so how many characters you can remove until here? You need your a as odd, so you can only remove here if you see this formula odd number. Okay, so you can remove 1. Okay, you can remove 3, you can remove 5. Okay, you will always get odd value, right? Clear? Okay, this is the window that we need. Okay, this is the window k size, let's say. Okay, at least k, let's say k. Okay, so clear until here? So this is, let's say this is L to R, and okay, L to R. Okay, this is the window that we need, left to right. All right. Okay, so now here after this is for a. Okay, this is for a where we need odd frequency, right? So here let me just write it in good way. So for a we need odd, so we have two scenarios here. If it is even, then always subtract odd from it, you will always get odd. And if it is odd initially, then always subtract even from it, you will always get odd. Okay, clear? E minus o minus e o. Okay, this is one scenario. Now same way for b. B is going to be even. Okay, b is going, we need b as even only, right? So here if your b is, if your b is let's suppose even. Okay, if b is even, then from even 8, let's suppose from here you can subtract 0, you are going to get even only. You can subtract any even number, you are going to get even only, right? 8 minus 3, if you do odd, then you are going to get odd, but we need even only. So from this even we are going to subtract even always. Okay, all right. Okay, and here here also, if let's suppose initially it is odd. Okay, let's say it is 7, then we need to subtract odd only, then we are going to get even always. Okay, 7 minus 3 4. Okay, so if it is odd initially, then I'm going to subtract odd only. Okay, so just remember these two things. Okay, but here one more thing, why I'm doing this, why I'm subtracting like this. Okay, why I'm subtracting like this. Okay, let me show you that. All right. Okay, so let's suppose this is your line. All right, and until here let's suppose this is your right side. Okay, until here let's suppose a is occurring a frequency, let's suppose it is 8. Okay, and until here your b value, let's suppose it is 3. Okay, all right. All right, so here if you tell me here one thing, that until here this is a frequency, right? And this is the window result that I want. Okay, this is the window result that I want. Okay, okay, so here if you see this starting from here. Okay, this is your starting point. Okay, so until here let's suppose I am subtracting. Okay, so this is nothing but until L minus 1. Okay, so this is starting from L. Okay, and L to R, this is the part, and this is L minus 1. All right, so until here let's suppose a frequency is 2. Okay, and you can say b frequency is 1. All right. Okay, so now here if you see how we are going to calculate the output of this. Okay, we are going to calculate the output of this. Okay, let's see how. So I can say, I can write it like this: we need max difference. Okay, we need max difference. All right, so max difference is nothing but total frequencies of a, right? Right, total of a, total of a. Okay, and here total of a, right? And here I can also say minus, okay, total of a until here, until you can say until r, total of a until r. Okay, minus totals of a, total of a until L minus 1. All right, this. Okay, this, and I want this to be odd always, right? This is another thing, right? And here I have to subtract what? I have to subtract total of b until r. Okay, until r, how many b's are there? And total of b's until left minus until left minus 1. Okay, until here how many b's are there? All right, so this is going to be giving the number of a's and b's in this particular window, right? right? In this particular window, this is going to give me the result of number of A's and number of B's. Okay, so in this window, if you see, number of A's is going to become 8 minus 2. Okay, we need A as odd, so let's say here I'm writing 3. Okay, just for simplicity. So let's suppose this is going to give me A is equal to 5. Okay, and here B, I need even. Okay, so here B I will always get even only, right? So here A is equal to you can say 2, right? All right, so here for more simplicity, you can also write it as 8. We need even, you can say it as 1 only, right? So then we will get the max output. Okay, we need the max difference also, right, in this. All right, okay, so this is done, right? A is equal to 7 and B is equal to 2, right? Okay, so now here I can write it like this, right? Total of A, that is nothing but 8. From 8, if I subtract total of A until here, I will get this 8 minus 1, 7, and here 7. Okay, 7 is the frequency of A. 7 is the frequency of A then. Okay, and here total of B until R, here it is 3, 3, and until here it is 1, so I will get 2. Okay, so B's frequency is 2. Okay, so let's say A is odd. Okay, so 7 minus 2, output is going to 5. Okay, 7 minus 2, that's why I'm using 5. All right, okay, so here this is clear, right, why we are writing like this. Okay, so in this window, if we need the result. Okay, so what we are expecting here, we are expecting here frequency of A minus frequency of B. Okay, between all the substitutes we have to check. Okay, right, clear? Okay, so now after that, once this is done, now after that what you can do here, max difference. Okay, so here let's say frequency of A minus frequency of B, this is what we are doing, right? So in this scenario, actually what is happening, until here also if you take now, so here also A is 8. Okay, B is 3, but what we need A as 7, and that simply means I need A as odd. Okay, and I need B as even, so that is why I need to subtract something, right, in this particular range. Okay, which is starting from 0. Okay, and until here, which I'm deleting. So let's say this part is until L minus 1. Okay, then after that I'm starting from L to R, right? So in this part only I'm getting the value of A as 7, let's say, and B as 2. Okay, which is a requirement actually. A should be odd and B should be even. All right, so that is why I have to calculate the result of this part only, right? So how I'm calculating total A's until here, until R, starting from 0. Total A's until L minus 1, which we need to subtract. Okay, starting from 0 to L minus 1, minus total B's until R. Okay, minus total B until L minus 1. All right, so here I can also write this part like this. You can say total A until R. Okay, I can rearrange this equation, right? So here I can write total B until R. Okay, I'm just considering the right side part here, total A until R. Okay, and total B until R. Okay, so minus, and here take this minus outside, and here total A until L minus 1. Can let's write it here, prefix of A. Okay, prefix of A, let's say. Okay, A until L minus 1, I'm saying prefix of A, let's say. Okay, simple keyword, that prefix of A, nothing but you can say L minus 1. Okay, and here minus prefix of B. Okay, so you can also write this same equation like this, right? All right, and here we need max difference. Okay, so here you can say frequency of A minus frequency of B. Okay, we need max difference. So in order to get the max difference, definitely this value should be minimum 1. Okay, the value that I'm getting here, it should be minimum 1 only. Okay, minimum only. That simply means that the value that I'm getting in this part, okay, that I'm taking in this part, it should be minimum only, right? Then only I will get the max difference, right? Okay, right, clear? Okay, so this is done. So from here this is clear that this should be minimum. Okay, in order to get this as max. Okay, so now here this is clear. Okay, so now here one thing, if you see here you are checking every time that if my A is even, then how many A's I have to remove from here. Okay, is it even time, odd time? You have to check that also, right? You have to maintain the states, right? Okay, these parities and all. So here see, A and B, we are only dealing with A and B. So there may case if my A is even and B is even, this may be the case. Okay, and this may also be the case that if my A is even and B is odd. Okay, and this can also be one case that both are odd. Okay, A and B. And here one other case, you can say odd even. Okay, let's say this is odd and this is even. Okay, this may be the case, right? So this is nothing but total value. Okay, total value until here. All right, so now here what do we need? If my A is even, okay, but I know that my A should always be odd, this is what I know, right? And my B should always be even. Okay, this is what I know. Okay, but if this is the case, let's suppose, right? If this is the case, right? So then you need to find out that how many number of A's, okay, in prefix A and prefix B, how many number of A's you can remove, okay, and that should be minimum one only, right? Here value should be minimum only, right? All right, so here from here if you see it is even, okay, if it is even, then let's suppose A is 8, then you have to subtract odd number value, right? 8 minus 1, then only you will get odd, right? So odd, okay, so here odd. And B is even, right? So even, how what you are going to subtract? Even only, right? You will always get even only, okay? So here this is the case that you need odd and even, and here also you need this case only odd and even, okay, and here also you need this case only odd and even, here also you need this case only odd and even, okay. So now how you're going to get all these values? Actually this is the case, okay, how you're going to get this odd, this as odd, okay, and you are going to change this to even only, right? So this is what you need to check, okay. So here this is even, okay. So if I just divide this number with the 2, okay, whatever the even number, if I divide it with the 2, you are going to get 0, okay, remainder, right? And here here also you're going to get 0 only, right? If you take the modulus of any number, okay, and divide it with the 2, okay, right? So you are going to get 0 only in the remainder. And here if it is odd, so 7 modulus with 2, if I see, I'm going to get remainder as 1, right? Remainder as 1, okay. So here I'm getting 1, here I'm getting 1, here I'm getting 0, here I'm getting 1 and 1, okay. So this is looking like it's some binary form, right? So 0 0 0 1 1 0, okay, and here 1 1, okay, some binary form, right? So here this is nothing but 0 only in binary form if you see, okay, A B. Here this is nothing but 0 1, which is nothing but 1. This is 1 0, okay, so this is nothing but your 2 value. This is nothing but 3 value. So here if you see, we are maintaining the states, right? We are checking the states, right? So if this is the state, then 0, okay, so take these as indexes also, okay, these are also indexes, right? 0 1 2 and 3, okay. So here now if you see until here, you have AB value, and that AB value is 0 0, okay, that AB value is 0 0. That simply means that your A and B both are even, okay, I can say even. So if it is even, so until here you have to remove some part, okay, and in that part, okay, what is the thing that you are going to remove? You are going to remove here odd, okay. So for even you are going to remove odd, okay, even you are going to remove odd, okay. So here I can say you are going to remove odd, okay, and for B, which is even only, so you are going to remove even only, okay. This is what you are going to remove, right? Okay, that is nothing but you are going to remove 1 0, okay, 1 0, right? So until here the value is 1 0, okay, and until here the value is 0 0, okay, right? So now what is the value for this part? Okay, so how you are going to get this value? So you are going to do the XOR, okay, XOR of this with this, okay. So what you are going to get? 1 0 0 0. XOR is nothing but 0 0 0 only, and 1 0 1 only, right? So here you are going to get 1 0, okay. This is the value you are going to get, okay, if your AB is 0 0. All right, now see this case, same, okay, this case here AB. Now here if you see AB as second one is odd and even and odd, okay, even and odd, okay. So little bit complex, but just uh, you have to practice it actually a lot of times, right? So here even and odd, okay, even and odd. Even I'm representing it with 0, odd I'm representing it with 1. All right, so this is the value, okay, until here. And until here what we need to remove, okay, in order to get A as odd and B as even, okay. So from A we need odd, and it is odd only initially, so we are removing even only, right? So here even, and for 1 which is odd, okay, for B, A is nothing but even, right? So A we need odd, right? So even minus odd. So here we are removing odd, right? So here we have to write odd, okay. So here we have to write odd, and B is nothing but odd, okay. We need even, so B is odd. Initially we need even, so we need to subtract odd only. So here 1 1, okay. Here odd only, right? Odd only, odd, and here also odd, okay. So this part is nothing but 1 1, right? Okay. So now here in this case also, uh, until here value is 1 1, okay, and until this complete part value is 0 1. So what is the value for this part? what is the value of this part. So value of this part, you have to just do the XOR of these two. Okay, so 1 1 XOR with 0 1. Okay, XOR. So in XOR, if two values are same, then you have to write 0, otherwise you have to write 1. Okay, so here also you are going to write 1 0. Okay, here you are writing 1 0, here also you are writing 1 0. Okay, 1 0, I can say this is nothing but one binary from 2. Okay, 2 value. All right, only right. Here also this is 0 1, this is also 2. Okay, okay, we are getting 2 here, 2 here, maybe some coincidence. Now let's see other part. Okay, so here until here A B, we have checked this scenario, even even, even odd. Next time odd even. Okay, so odd even, odd we are taking 1, even we are taking 0. Okay, 1 0. So until here what we need to remove. Okay, we only need this, this is going to be value window, let's say. Okay, so until here what we need to remove. A is odd, we need odd only. Okay, A is odd, we need odd only, right? So we have to remove even, even. Okay, so first I'm going to write even, even I can say 0. Okay, and here B is even, and we need even only, right? B is even, and we need even only, so we have to subtract even only. Okay, so here also let's write even, that is nothing but 0. Okay, so now it is saying that until here it is 0 0, and until here it is 1 0. Okay, so just do the XOR. Okay, XOR is going to cancel out the common part between this and this. Okay, and we are going to left out with this one only. Okay, using XOR, simple mathematics property. So let's do that. 0 0 XOR with 1 0. Okay, so both are same. Okay, we are going to write 0 only. Both are different, we are going to write 1 0. Oh nice, here also I'm getting 1 0. Okay, here also I'm getting 1 0, here also I'm getting 1 0. Okay, in all the cases I'm getting 1 0, right? Now let's see the next last case. Okay, all right, so here last case is a odd odd. Okay, so A B both are odd odd, and here I can say 1 1. Until here I am removing. Okay, this is, let's say, my valid substring. So until here A I need odd only, so for odd only we know that we need even. Okay, we need even, and B is odd. For B we know that we need even. Okay, B is odd, B is odd, and I need even, so odd. Okay, here we have to write odd. Okay, let's write odd then. Okay, odd. So here even means 0, odd means 1. All right, so until here it is saying 0 1 you have, and until here it is saying you have 1 1. Do the XOR, and with the XOR we are going to get the result of this part. So 0 1 1 1, same values here 0, and here different values 1. Nice, so everywhere I'm getting 1 0 only, right? Okay, so everywhere we are getting 1 0 only. All right, so 1 0 is nothing but 2. Okay, 1 0 is nothing but 2, 1 0 is nothing but 2, and 1 0 is nothing but 2. Okay, so now here if you see here, if until here, okay, until here, if we know the parity, okay, if we know the parity, then definitely we also know the parity from here. Okay, it is going to be nothing but the total parity that we have. Okay, current state, what is the total parity of this current state? Okay, and the parity of opposite state we are going to get just by doing the XOR with 2. Okay, just do the XOR with 2. Okay, current state XOR with 2. Okay, so here this is AB, that is nothing but 0 0 0 0, just XOR with 1 0. Okay, 1 0, you are going to get what? You are going to get 0 1. Okay, that is nothing but this 1 0. Okay, so if you do this and this XOR, you are going to get this part. Okay, until here if you know the parity, and opposite parity if you need, you have to just do the XOR with 1 0 always, right? This. Okay, complete. You know that the parity is 0 1. In this, if you XOR 0 1 with this now 1 0, then you are going to get the remaining portion, that is nothing but 1 1. Okay, that's it. All right. Okay, so this very simple, that right? This is what you can get from here. Okay, all right, so current state if we know, then we definitely get the opposite state by just using the XOR with the 2. Okay, that is nothing but it is going to flip the parity of A or to even. Okay, whatever, right? Whatever is required. Okay, so I hope that this part is also clear. Like parities, right? A and B, if both are even, then 0 0. Okay, so I can also, this 0 0 is nothing but 0 equivalent, right? This 0 1 is nothing but 1 equivalent. This 1 0 in binary form I can say it's 2. Okay, this 1 1 is nothing but 3. Okay, so we can also write this. Okay, the states. Okay, let's say these are the states, right? This is 0 state, 1 state, 2 state, 3 state. Okay, using this we can also find the states. Okay, so it is very simple how you're going to do that. So here you can write now, if you are if you see here, both are even right now. Okay, 0 0. Right, so if you left shift this 0 by 1, okay, then also you're going to get 0 only. Okay, same way if you see here 0 1, okay, upper side if you just left shift by 1, you are going to get 0 1 only, right? Okay, and if you do the OR of these two, OR of these two, okay, 0 0 0 0 OR is nothing but 0, 0 1 OR is 0 1 OR is nothing but 1. Okay, and here this 1 and 0. Okay, so here 1 0 OR if you do, first what you need to do here, one, you are going to write one left shift with one. Okay, so one left shift with one, how you're going to write that, initially it is going to like this, then left shift by one, it is going to become like this, 1 0. Okay, left shift by one, okay, all places, and this is for one. Okay, and 0 you're going to write like this, like this. Okay, so if you do the OR of these two, this is nothing but OR of these two, you're going to get 0, and here 1 0. Okay, 1 and 0 is nothing but 3 2, right? Okay, and same way if your A is 1 and B is 1. Okay, if you are getting odd value here also, if you're getting odd value, right, so you need 3. How you're going to get 3? Okay, so what you need to do then, this value always left shift with 1. Okay, left shift with 1. Okay, so 0 0 0 1. Okay, this is 1 initially. If you left shift with 1, so this is going to move here, this is going to move here, so it is going to become 0 1 0. I can simply say 1 0, and here 1 0. Okay, this is nothing but 1 only. Okay, so this one you are going to write like this. Okay, this is 1. Okay, so here this you are going to write in normal way, 0 1. Okay, so you do the OR of these two, you are going to get 1 1. That is nothing but 3. Okay, this value is nothing but 3. Okay, so you are just doing the OR, and here you are just left shifting everything by 1. Okay, you can also write in simple way also. Okay, so this is just with formula. If you left shift with the first one with 1, and you do the OR with the next one, you are going to get this 0 1 2 3. You can also write if else conditions also, right? If this is 0, this is 0, return 0. If this is 0, this is 1, return 1. If this is 1, this is 0, return 2. If this is 1, if this is 1, return 3. You can also write like this. Okay, but this is using some formula, right? How we are going to simply get the state, okay, using this formula, right? So you can implement this one also, right? And we are going to store all these values, like all this stuff, a b 0 0. That simply means until here the state is 0. Okay, so we need the opposite state. Okay, so to get the opposite state, so that simply means we need this state, right? We need this state. Okay, 1 0. So 1 0, I can say at 2 I have stored the value in the past for this one. Okay, so I'm just going to subtract. Okay, and this should be minimum only. This value should be minimum, right? If you see our formula, this should be minimum. Okay, so this is nothing but prefix a minus prefix b. I can say this as mean prefix difference. Okay, I can also say this term difference, right? Okay, right. So now let's write the code, and with code also I'm going to explain all these things one more time, right? For this one, so first we have to write one function to compute the parity state. Okay, so here let me add the comment, because this is hard level problems and it's good to add the comments also. Okay, so here this is function to compute the parity state. Okay, parity state. So you already know that we need to make 0 0. Okay, for 0 0 we need to give 0, right? For 0 1 we have to give 1. For 1 0 we have to give 2. For 1 1 we have to give 3, right? Okay, so we have to check first if a number is odd and even before that. Okay, so how we are going to check even and odd? Simple modulus with the 2. Okay, so here 0 0 I can say is nothing but even and even. All right, and 1 I can say it is nothing but even and odd, and 2 I can say that it is odd and even, and 3 I can say it is odd. Okay, right, 3 I can say odd. All right, odd, and here also you can write odd. Okay, now here just write the function private int get state, and here int count a, int count b, and here inside this you can write, you can check the parity of a. Okay, so parity of a just modulus with 2. Okay, count of a modulus with 2, right? And same way you have to check the parity of b. So here just copy this, paste it here, and here you have to write parity of b, and here you have to write count of b modulus with 2 equal to 0, right? And here how you can return, you can simply return using this return. Okay, and here parity, whatever the parity of a you have, just left shift it with 1, right? Okay, and do the OR with parity of b. Why 1 we are doing? So this is two digit, right? 0 and 1 we are combining, right? A and b we are combining. So a is at left side, b is at right side. Okay, so a is at 1 left shift. Okay, right? A and b we have, right? A and b. Okay, so here if a is saying 0, so that simply means that 0 is this side. Here if a is saying 1, that simply means this side. Okay, so that is why left shift 1. Okay, so here if you write it in a manual way, you can also write if parity of a is 0, parity of b is 0, return 0. Okay, if parity of a is 1, parity of b is 1, return 3. Okay, you can write also like that. All right, so here simple. Okay, this is done. All right, so now once this is done, then after that what you need to do, here let's do one thing here. Just this is your method get state now. So here just copy this and keep it outside here. Okay, so this is your first thing that you need to do. All right, so now after that, this is your main function. Okay, max difference. So here just calculate the length of the string. Int n is equal to s dot length. All right, and then here calculate the max difference as integer dot mean underscore value. Done. And then we have to try every pair of characters a b from 0 to 4. Okay, and this you already clear, right? So here we have to just run one for loop char a, which is starting from 0, right? And here we are going to run it until less than equal to 4. All right, so here until 4. Okay, these are the characters that we have, right? And here a plus plus, same way for b you have to write. So for char, here you can simply copy this part. Okay, paste it here, just change it for b. Okay, right, this is also clear. Okay, this you already know why we are doing this. Okay, so I hope that until here code is clear how we are getting this and why we are writing these two, right? Okay, so this is done. Now let me just format this part of code. Now here inside this I told you one thing, that my a value is never going to be equal to b. Okay, so if this is the case, then just continue. Okay, then we don't need to do anything, right? This is never the possibility. This I have already explained here. Here see here that a is 0. If we are taking, it is going to make the mapping with 1 2 3 4. Okay, when we are taking, it is going to take the mapping from 1 to 0 1 to 2 3 4. Okay, like this, right? So that is why here if condition. All right, and here we have to now store the minimum value of a prefix a minus prefix b for each state. Okay, we know that we need minimum value of this part. Okay, mean prefix a and prefix b. Okay, this we need minimum, right? So for that you have to just create one array, right? And we have total 4 states, right? So here you can say int min prefix difference, you can say, right? Min prefix, right? And then you can say difference, that is the one that we were taking right here. Yeah, min prefix difference, right? So let's use this only. Min prefix difference is equal to new int, and here you have to write 4, right? Only 4 states, right? 0 1 2 3. Okay, only this values we are getting, right? And here just we need a minimum value right here, so just update them with the max first. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, arrays dot fill this min prefix. Okay, all the states, min prefix and difference. Okay, all the states I am filling it with integer dot max underscore value. Done, this is done. Okay, now after that, here we have to calculate the total a's and total b's, all those stuff, right? So here I'm just going to write int total a. Okay, I'm going to take it as 0 initially. Int total uh, here I'm using comma, so you can simply say total b, and I'm going to take it as 0 only, right? And then prefix a. Okay, that is nothing but until l minus 1 value, right? Prefix a I'm going to take it as 0, and prefix b I'm going to take this value as 0, right, initially. And this is done. Then here take the left. Okay, so left as -1 initially, right? So here if if my right is at here, let's say left is -1. Okay, and this is my area starting from here. Okay, and my right, this is 0 index 1 index 2 index, so on. Okay, so if my right is here, so if I'm considering this, so what I'm going to do, 0 right minus left, 0 minus -1, so I'm getting 1. Okay, and that is the size of this window, right? Okay, so here just run one loop for int right is equal to 0, right is less than n, and right plus plus. All right, and here inside this, what you need to do, you have to expand the right pointer, right? So here if s dot, you have only two characters, right? A and b, you are dealing with those only. Okay, so if s dot char at right. Okay, if this value you can say if this value is equal to a, then total a you have to increment total a plus plus, right? Same way, just copy this, paste it here. If s dot char at right, okay, if it is equal to b, right? So we are dealing with a and b only, right? Char a and b. Okay, we have to check all the cases, right? So here in that case you have to increment this total b plus plus, right? Okay, now here here we are just going to check one slide window. Okay, if its length is at least k, and we have a meaningful b's and 1. Okay, so meaningful b's and 1, so this also I have mentioned here in the starting itself. meaningful b means greater than equal to 2, meaningful a means greater than equal to 1. Okay, so here I'm just going to run one while loop. Okay, while, this should be h. Okay, while, and here right, okay, window size, right minus left. Okay, this value should be greater than equal to k. Okay, for a valid window, right? And total b for this particular window. Okay, total b, and if I'm subtracting prefix of b, okay, then I'm going to get the value for that particular window only. Okay, so if this value, okay, it should be greater than equal to b is even, so it should be greater than equal to 2, right? Okay, this is for meaningful. Okay, meaningful b's and a. Same way here, just copy this. For a also you need to write. Okay, so here you have to say total a, and it should be old, right? So total a minus prefix of a, this value, it should be greater than equal to 1, right? Okay, this is done. Now here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the state of prefix a and prefix b, right? Prefix a and prefix b for the left side. For the left side I am getting the state. Okay, so if it is 0 0, then 0 means, okay, for the left side. Okay, in the left side I'm getting the state. Okay, what is the state in my left side? Okay, and in the left side states I will store the minimum value of a prefix difference. Okay, minimum value of prefix difference, right? Minimum value I'm going to store in the left side. Okay, for this part. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get the state first. Okay, so int state is equal to, I'm going to call this method get state. Okay, left side. Okay, so prefix a I'm going to pass, and prefix b I'm going to pass. Okay, so here you have to write prefix a, and here you have to write prefix b. All right, so you're going to get some state. Okay, and then here you have to update this min prefix difference array, right? So according to states, okay, different states you have. So here min prefix difference, and here inside this just pass this state, okay, that you have got here. And here this value we have to keep it minimum. Okay, so in order to keep it minimum we have to use math.min function. Okay, and here just pass the existing value of this min prefix difference right now. Okay, for this particular state, whatever the minimum value that we have until now. And here how you're going to get min prefix difference, simple formula, prefix a minus prefix b. Okay, so you can use prefix a minus prefix b. Okay, so here let me write prefix a minus prefix b. All right, okay, so this value you need it minimum, right? Always, right? And okay, if you are considering this part, okay, here if you are considering this part first, then later on if you move further, okay, then also you need to check. Okay, then you also need to check until this is valid. Okay, that until here you are running. Okay, so you have to exclude one element from the left side. Okay, so here I'm just going to increment the left value, left plus plus. All right, and here I'm just going to write if s dot character at left. Okay, here you can just simply copy this. Okay, and paste it inside this here. Okay, so if s dot character at this time left. Okay, so if it is a, okay, if the s dot character at left is equal to a, then here instead of total, prefix value you have to update. Okay, prefix of a plus plus, right? And here prefix of b, right? So this value is going to be incremented, right? Prefix a and prefix b values, right? So in this side window you are checking now. So in this window also, if you are adding one more element, okay, left here, left here, left here, you have to exclude in overall, but for this particular window if you are increasing the size, so in this a is getting added on, right? B is getting added on. So in the prefix I have added value, right? So here if s dot char at left is equal to a, and here if s dot char at left is equal to b, then prefix of b plus plus you have to do. Okay, that's it. That's it. This is what you need to do inside this while loop. And now once this while loop ends here, now after that, now just few lines of code. Okay, we have to check if we can update the max difference. So that is also very simple. Okay, so int current state. Okay, current state. Okay, you are going to get the overall state. Okay, get state. So get state, here you have just pass the total value of a and total value of b until now, right? And you can easily get the opposite of this. Okay, opposite state. Okay, opposite or left hand state, whatever you want to say. Okay, opposite state is equal to what is your current state. Okay, in this you have to just simply do the XOR with 2. Okay, XOR with 2, right? So it is just going to be flip parity of a. Okay, or to even like that, right? So this is what you need to do. And then here you have to update the min prefix difference. Okay, and just make sure that your min prefix difference of opposite state, okay, it should not be integer dot max value, right? Infinity, right? So here this is what you need to update. Okay, min prefix of opposite state. Okay, opposite state. Okay, min prefix of opposite state value, okay, it should not be equal to your integer dot max underscore value, right? Then you don't need to consider. Okay, otherwise, okay, if this is not the case, Otherwise, you have to check the current difference. Okay, so current difference, you already know the formula that we have derived previously. So current difference is very simple. Okay, total of A minus total of B. Okay, so here you can write total of A minus total of B. Okay, done. And here you have to just subtract what you have to subtract mean prefix difference, okay, of the opposite state that we have already calculated previously here. Okay, we have already maintained that. So from this, that is nothing but prefix A matrix minus B. Okay, that's the simple meaning of this. All right, so this is what we need to do. And here we need the max difference in the end. Okay, whatever the max difference we are going to get. So max difference is nothing but max value. Okay, initially we took the mean value for this. Okay, by initializing, here we take the mean value, right? So here max difference, max dot max of this, and inside this just pass this max difference. That's it. Okay, now here current diff, that's it, current diff, right? Done. And now in the end, here this and here this ends, and here you have to just return the max diff. Okay, now let's run the code and see if the encode issue will try to fix that. So the test case has been accepted. Nice. So now let's submit it. So see, our solution is accepted, right? So I hope that you guys are able to understand today's problem. And if you guys still have any doubts, then please feel free to ask in comment section. Till then, keep coding and keep practicing. Meet you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.